There's not enough conversation about the fact that entrepreneurship is how wealth is being created in the 21st century. Don't look at what I'm doing and confuse it with some other entrepreneur who's trying to get you all hyped up. I'm talking about it because there's nobody who looks like me on the Forbes list.
I'm Marcus Whitney, and this is Creating Orchestrate.
Right now in America, we're having a very large conversation. Some would say it's a shouting match between, different sexes, different races, different classes about what it means to be an American and a state of equality in this country right now. A lot of it is sensationalism that is around, violence, that is around unfair treatment. I just wanted to do a show to acknowledge that that's actually happening, because I haven't done one yet to actually acknowledge that it's happening. I want to acknowledge that dialogue or shouting match, however you want to say it, is happening. It certainly dominates, all of my social feeds, whether it be Facebook or Medium. It's so much of the conversation that's happening, at least in the social circles that I tend to be involved in. The reason why I haven't talked about it is because I feel like I need to talk about the part that isn't getting talked about as much, which is, kind of the economic issue. And this gets to the heart of why I'm even doing The Unlikely Company and why I think entrepreneurship is so important. It's very easy to get this message mixed up with one of a million other podcasts or YouTube shows or social media stars that are talking about entrepreneurship. I'm not talking about it for the same reason they're talking about it. I'm not. So I just want to be really clear. I'm talking about it because there's nobody who looks like me on the Forbes list. Period. End of story. There's nobody who looks like me that is running billions of dollars that I can relate to. There's a couple of people, there's a couple of characters who are out there. I don't want to say that there aren't any people that are out there. There are those people that are out there. But if we don't talk about the economic parts of this, we are missing the whole story. Period. We're missing the whole story. Okay? The economics are driving the political agenda. The economics are driving the education agenda. The economics are driving the healthcare agenda. Don't talk to me about diversity and inclusion unless there's diversity at the leadership level. And I'm just talking about people who look like me. Everybody else who feels like they're not represented, they should be saying the same thing about themselves. Look, this is the thing about America, right? We're all here, right? Everybody should look around and make sure that their family is gonna be okay. Statistically speaking, my family's not okay. There's not enough conversation about the economic agenda there. There's not enough conversation about the fact that entrepreneurship is how wealth is being created in the 21st century, and that it is accessible, and that there are ways that we can start to focus and develop the capabilities and the capacities to be strong in that area. I see a lot of concentrated energy talking about other things, right? Talking about the oppression, talking about all the bad things that are happening. But we don't talk about the Forbes list. We don't talk about campaign finance. We're not talking about, the private corporations that have the large contracts, either that are lobbying the government or are getting paid by the government to do lots of things. We're not talking about those things. Those things are driven by money. They're driven by economics. And until we understand, we collectively, we everybody who's on the outside of that very, very small group, until we collectively understand how important it is to get smart at a business level, and get strong at a business level. It's not just about being smart and understanding. We got to start getting strong, and we got to start competing in the market. This is just my reality. This is my reality. You know what I'm saying? This is my social justice movement. This is how I choose to address the issues that I see out there in the world. I don't need to be another voice drowning in some other movement out there that's already well covered, right? That stuff is well covered. But what's not covered is, how do we change the paradigm in education? How do we change the way that people see themselves related to wealth? How do we change that? That's what I'm here to do. So just please don't look at what I'm doing and confuse it with some other entrepreneur who's trying to get you all hyped up. I'm trying to do that, but I'm also doing this because I feel like it's really, really important for people who have diverse presentation, right? From all different genders and races and nationalities and ethnic backgrounds to be talking about this conversation too, right? To be talking about economics. Why does that conversation always look so homogenous? Why is it that the people who I see who read the Wall Street Journal always look a certain way? Everyone else reading Huffington Post and, you know, all this other stuff. Like we gotta see the whole picture. We gotta see the whole picture. I'm down for all the sensationalism and other things like that, but like the economics are important. The economics are important. They're driving most of what we're experiencing right now. So that's what I'm focused on.